The 7-day meal plan that cured my leaky gut. Do you have persistent bloating, gas, chronic diarrhea, or constipation, fatigue, and new food sensitivities? For years, I felt like my body was working against me. I was always bloated, so much so that I'd have to unbutton my pants after most meals. I was tired all the time, but it wasn't just sleepy. It was a deep, bone-weary fatigue that coffee couldn't even touch. I had brain fog that made it tough to concentrate, and my list of food sensitivities just kept growing. I really did try everything. I cut out dairy, then eggs. I ate less, I ate more. Nothing seemed to stick. The doctors ran tests, but everything came back normal. I felt anything, but normal. It was so frustrating and honestly pretty lonely. After what felt like endless searching online, I stumbled across the idea of leaky gut. Now, it's really important to say that leaky gut syndrome is not a formal medical diagnosis that all doctors recognize. However, the underlying concept, something called increased intestinal permeability, is a real phenomenon that researchers are actively studying. It describes a situation where the lining of your gut can become compromised, which might allow things to pass into your bloodstream that could trigger inflammation and symptoms like the ones I was dealing with. Finding that out was a turning point. I decided to stop randomly cutting out foods and instead commit to a structured 7-day meal plan. I wanted to soothe my digestive system and focus on gut-supportive foods. And the results, they felt life-changing. Now I use the word cured in the title, and I know that's a strong word, but there's no evidence a diet can cure this condition. For me, it means this plan gave me my life back. It cut through the noise, calmed everything down, and for the first time in years, I felt like I was back in the driver's seat of my own body. So today, I'm sharing the exact 7-day plan that worked for me, plus the full shopping list. But first, a huge disclaimer. I am not a doctor or a registered dietitian. This is my personal story and the plan that brought me relief. If you have severe or persistent digestive issues, please talk to a healthcare professional to get a proper diagnosis and personalized advice. The philosophy: foods to remove and foods to add. My approach was pretty simple. Gently remove potential irritants and flood my body with whole, nutrient-dense foods. This wasn't about starving myself at all. It was about changing the type of fuel I was using. First, let's talk about what I temporarily cut out for the week. The goal was to give my gut a bit of a break. Gluten and most grains. This was a big one for my experiment. Gluten, a protein in wheat, can be an issue for some people, especially if their gut is already stressed. So, I took a break from bread, pasta, and cereals for the week. Added sugar and artificial sweeteners. A high intake of sugar can affect the delicate balance of bacteria in your gut. I skipped all sodas, candy, pastries, and even watched out for hidden sugars in sauces and dressings. Dairy, because many people find lactose hard to digest, which can lead to bloating. I gave my system a rest from milk, cheese, and most yogurt. Certain processed foods and oils. For me, this meant hitting pause on fast food, packaged snacks, and processed meats. While some claim these oils are inflammatory, the evidence is mixed, and the bigger issue is often the ultra-processed foods they are found in. Alcohol. Alcohol can be a gut irritant, so it was completely off the table for these 7 days. Now, for the good part. What I added, this is where the magic really happened for me. A rainbow of vegetables. I loaded up on non-starchy veggies like broccoli, spinach, zucchini, carrots, and kale. They're packed with fiber and nutrients. I made sure to cook most of them to make them a bit easier on my digestion. Clean protein. I focused on high-quality proteins like wild-caught salmon, organic chicken, and eggs. Healthy fats are your friend. I used lots of extra virgin olive oil, avocado, and some nuts and seeds. Low-sugar fruits. I mostly stuck to fruits like berries, which are full of antioxidants and lower in sugar. To support my gut microbiome, I included small amounts of sauerkraut and kimchi, which contain live cultures. Just a heads up, for some people, especially if you have a histamine intolerance, these can be a trigger. If you're new to them, start with just a tiny amount and see how you feel. I drank a lot of water, herbal teas, and one of my staples for the week, bone broth. Bone broth contains amino acids like glutamine and has been used traditionally as a comforting, easy to digest liquid. While there's no solid proof it heals the gut, some research suggests its components may help support the intestinal barrier. The 7-day meal plan. Okay, so here's what the week actually looked like. And don't worry, the beauty of this is how simple it is. You'll see I repeat meals because it makes prep way easier. Day 1, breakfast, a gut-soothing smoothie with 1 cup of unsweetened soy milk, a big handful of spinach, 1/2 cup of mixed berries, 1 tablespoon of chia seeds, and a scoop of collagen peptides. Lunch, a huge salad with mixed greens, topped with grilled chicken breast, sliced avocado, cucumber, and a simple dressing of olive oil and lemon juice. Dinner, baked salmon with dill and lemon, served with a side of roasted asparagus and zucchini. Snack, a warm mug of bone broth in the afternoon. Day 2, breakfast, 2 scrambled eggs cooked in coconut oil with a side of sautéed spinach and half an avocado. Lunch, leftover baked salmon and roasted veggies from last night. Dinner, chicken and vegetable soup. I made a giant batch using bone broth as the base and filled it with shredded chicken, carrots, celery, and kale. Snack or sip, a handful of almonds. Day 3, breakfast, the same gut-soothing smoothie from day 1. Lunch, leftover chicken and vegetable soup. Dinner, turkey patties, just ground turkey, salt, pepper, and herbs, served with a side of steamed broccoli and a spoonful of sauerkraut. Snack, warm mug of bone broth. Day 4, breakfast, 2 scrambled eggs with sautéed kale. Lunch, leftover turkey patties and steamed broccoli. Dinner, a big comforting serving of the chicken and vegetable soup. Snack, a small bowl of mixed berries. Day 5, breakfast, the gut-soothing smoothie again. Lunch, big salad with mixed greens, canned wild tuna in olive oil, chopped celery, and a scoop of kimchi on the side. Dinner, baked cod with a lemon herb crust, served with roasted Brussels sprouts drizzled with olive oil. Snack, a handful of walnuts. Day 6, breakfast, 2 scrambled eggs with half an avocado. Lunch, leftover baked cod and Brussels sprouts. Dinner, another bowl of that delicious chicken and vegetable soup. By now, the flavors are even better. Snack, warm mug of bone broth. Day 7, breakfast, the gut-soothing smoothie to finish the week strong. Lunch, leftover chicken soup. Dinner, I treated myself to a simple steak. Grass-fed is great if you can find it. Pan-seared in ghee, served with a large side of sautéed mixed greens like spinach and chard. Snack, a final comforting mug of bone broth. Your full shopping list. To make this as easy as possible for you, here's everything you'll need to grab from the store. Proteins, wild-caught salmon fillets, 2 servings. Organic chicken breasts for grilling and soup. Ground turkey, 1 sauce. Wild-caught cod or other white fish, 1-2 servings. Grass-fed steak, 1 small steak. A dozen high-quality eggs. Canned wild tuna or salmon. Asparagus, 1 bunch. Zucchini, 2 sitsu. Broccoli, 1 head. Carrots, 1 bag. Celery, 1 bunch. Cucumber, 1. Brussels sprouts, 1 bag. Herbal tea, ginger, peppermint, or chamomile are wonderful. Salt, pepper, and your favorite dried herbs. If you're finding this helpful, do me a huge favor and hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. And if you've ever struggled with these kinds of issues, share your experience in the comments. It's so helpful for all of us to know we're not alone. So, what happened after 7 days? For me, the change was night and day. The constant painful bloating was the first thing to go. By day 3, I woke up and my stomach felt calm for the first time I could remember. My energy started to climb and the brain fog began to clear. I just felt lighter, cleaner. This 1-week plan was the reset I so desperately needed. It calmed the fire in my system and helped me see which foods made me feel vibrant. It's important to remember that feeling better after a short-term diet change can happen for many reasons. It could be reducing high FODMAP foods, a placebo effect, or simply focusing on whole foods. But for me, the why was less important than the wow of finally feeling good again. Please remember this was my journey. Your body is unique. An elimination style approach like this can be a great tool for discovery, but it's not meant to be a permanent diet without careful planning. After the 7 days, I slowly started reintroducing foods one by one to see how my body responded. Think of this as hitting the reset button, not a magic fix. The goal is to learn to listen to your body, cut out some of the noise, and give it the nourishing foods it needs to thrive. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next video.